No summer sound, sweet dreaming lies. Numbers are song, no dark skies. You built a kingdom, no solar dreams. Twisting the truth till nothing else exists. Shame, reflect the guilt, the broken glass, where lies are built. You point the blame, you shift the blame, gaslight the world, to hide your shame. Your voice a weapon, deceiving hearts, ripping trust. Let's falling apart, learning our sense, begging to heal. Your search to scores, narrow the will.
I appear to be a ghost.
You appear.
No matter what I do on this goddamn, I
appear privileged, is what he's saying. Joking.
If you've noticed, I didn't put the light. I didn't put the light that I usually put over here because every single time I come out radiant, like I'm a ghost, like I'm a specter that has left this world.
Casper Maskey.
Exactly. And even now, I'm looking at it right now. My skin is almost as white as the wall behind me. And I don't know.
I mean, you are kind of white complected, so so am I, but I'm not complaining.
It's just really hard to try and fix in post, I guess is my point.
True. But hey, you know what?
You know what? I don't even care. All right. Tim Lambesis is the best. I don't even care. And kiss my ass. It wasn't my fault. There was a toxic environment. I'm looking to fix it. Also, fuck off.
Also, fuck off. Oh man. Is that? So I'm guessing we starting off on a strong note here.
We don't have to.
I know, not yet. I mean, not yet. But,
I just thought it was funny.
It's funny, but I mean, I do have a little speech on that, later on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I just thought it's funny that the timing is really impeccable because I think Tim Lambesis in his attitude is kind of like the Trump of metal, really.
you know, it's true though.
And then the timing, where obviously our new president is him.
Yeah. Anyways,
yeah.
Yeah, no.
We don't have to do that.
No, I know, but I was like, no, but it is. You know what? It is actually kind of true. But I mean, yeah. There's been. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have, already seen the unraveling there's been a massive shit going on with Azalea dying. We're gonna go on to that a little later on our next segment, but for right now, we're gonna catch up because a lot has happened since then.
Oh yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, you've played a bunch of shows. I recently saw King Diamond. You recently, yeah, Melissa.
Okay. Yeah, so you saw.
I'm pretty good at that. Kind of.
That's why. So you saw King Diamond, and I saw the
boys.
The boys. The Black Dahlia Murder. I don't think you can see the logo anymore.
You definitely can't see the bottom one, but
the bottom one. But
beware, viewer. He is wearing almost top to bottom Black Dahlia gear.
Yeah, I mean, for those who know me, I always wear band merch. There is never a time where I don't. You'll see me with a band shirt, a hoodie, or sometimes the whole getup. Even you know what? I even proudly wear my my favorite bands being too. You got the hitting people with dun 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 dun.
It's pretty funny. You are like a NASCAR person where they got the sponsors all over their body.
I like that. Yeah. A NASCAR racer, right? I like that.
Hey man, maybe that's the next step is just buy a NASCAR jumpsuit and just put patches all
of
over
all
your
of my
body.
favorite bands everywhere. Yeah. That'd be dope. Maybe buy myself a race car vehicle with that too.
Hey, if you ain't first, you're last. You remember that?
Yeah. But no, I mean, yeah. So I saw Black Dahlia Murder for the first time since 2019. I missed them in 2021. Obviously, that was the very last. So at that show,
I saw them. I saw them in 2021.
You saw them in 2021.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to make it because I was working. But no, 2019. I saw them at the Apollo, which
I don't know that one. Yeah.
I think that's not even a venue anymore. It got hit by a tornado, but so more on that venue later too, because that has a history there too. But so I saw them at in 2019 opening up for Black Label Society, and they were also with Alien Weaponry. Yeah, that was the very last time I saw them with Trevor. Like legit the last I saw them with Trev. And then, unfortunately, a few years later, he passed away, and they haven't been in Chicago since then, since 2021, up until today's Tuesday, so Sunday. Yeah, it was fucking amazing. The stack lineup, by the way, you had Vomit Forth, who I saw last year in I think this was Beat Kitchen. Then Angel Maker, I saw them with Vulvodynia.
Great. Yeah.
And they had a Star Wars theme playing as well.
Nice.
That was fucking amazing as their intro.
Cool.
Then you had Spite. First time listening to them, and they were fucking dope. I also saw Rodrigo, by the way, from Carrion Throne. Shout out to Rodrigo. We were hanging out most of the time up until Dying Fetus came up, and I went to the pit, and
then you lost him.
I pretty much. I ran into so many friends of mine. Over there, obviously my bandmates from First Step were there. They're also a part of the fan club. The Blast Fiends fan club.
Nice.
No one else does it better than us. But anyways, Black Dahlia came on. They played like 5 songs from Servitude, which was fucking amazing.
That's awesome.
They ended off with Death Mass Divine. Some of the classics were there, but yeah, it was amazing. Yeah. The circle pit extended all the way to the poles and everything.
Edges.
To the edges. A trash can was
Where was
thrown.
this again?
Concord Music Hall. Same place that you saw them in 2021.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's been a while, man, since I've been there.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the venue because of those columns.
So parking is a pain in the ass. Unless you have Spot Hero, then but it is such a pain in the ass. Yeah. I went there to see Cradle of Filth back in 2021, so a month after.
That was the one that got moved.
Yeah, right? Funny story. I don't know if I mentioned it on here. So I was seeing Cradle of Filth. I bought tickets, and it was supposed to be at the Radius. On the day of, I did not pay attention, and I went to the Radius.
You're like,
where is everybody? I'm trying to pull the doors, knock on the let me in, and then I look up the app and I'm like, oh my fucking God, it's at Concord. So I made it there by the time the third opener, like the last opener finishes, and then Cradle was coming up.
I wonder how many other people had that exact late
I don't know,
prophecy.
but yeah, that was I was not looking. I was like, oh, it'll be at Radius. Oh, never fucking mind.
Yeah.
That shit was so funny. I've never. No, I mean, I never. So I parked in Chinatown, right?
Yeah.
And then I walked it all the way to Radius, and then after that, I was sprinting all the way back there. There was people that were just driving, parking near there, just looking at me, trying to get in, running it back there. I'm like, man, this guy has a problem or some shit. He's like, yeah, I have a problem. Cradle of Filth is about to go on, and I'm not gonna see them. But no, I got to catch the entire set. But that was a pretty dope time. You know, I had to pay $30 for the lot that was like next to it because somebody was running it. So I was like, son of a bitch.
Sacrifices.
Yeah, true. I mean, this time I Spot Hero I got a little place for like $11. So I was like, hey, that's dope.
Bad.
It's like a 10-minute walk to the venue. But yeah, no, it is a pain finding
Spot
parking.
Hero is awesome.
It's a lifesaver.
It's been like a new awesome thing. You know, it is going to take some big corporation to just mess it up.
Yeah, no, I mean that's I did the same when I saw Lorna Shore. I reserved with Spot Hero and yeah, same here. Sponsor me, please. But
man, that'd be a first.
Yeah, that'd be a first. But no, yeah, it was dope as shit. And yeah, I mean, as of recording this video, I played several shows already. First Step in South Arsenal have ended the beef. It was a tie. I felt like I had the upper hand on Moy. Moy got me with that left uppercut, but my right hook was pretty good.
You gave him the people's elbow, and
I gave him the people's elbow. But yeah, it was.
And he comes in with the chair.
Yeah, there you go, exactly. But no, it was so we've been making a lot of people thought we were legit beefing at the VFW show from the photo. I'm probably gonna put it here if I have it. Yeah. And I'm sending him the card that the fight card that or the flyer that Oswald made because it's fucking funny. But
it's pretty great.
Yeah, it's great. I was like, because we were both like, we gotta make it. We gotta pretend that we're actually beefing. Just to market it a little more, get more people,
Do whatever. Like, I remember in those early Central Disorder days where I advertised with a sock puppet. If you remember,
Masky the sock puppet. I've watched a lot of the videos that were on there. I'm like, so okay, I'm joining this band. I gotta watch, what they're all about. And then I saw Masky the sock puppet. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
It's me, Masky
the sock puppet.
And I'm gonna see Central Disorder play at the Nile River.
Yeah.
Oh, not at the Nile with Nile. Yeah. I saw that one too.
Yeah.
And then you had the Mario Desert theme music. But yeah, no, I mean we're like, might as well just, make it goofy. Get a bit of an attention grabber, But
it's genius, man.
It is genius, but yeah, no, I mean that's the second time I played at Ashbury, which dope little spot, to play shows.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw you guys there. That was with Beheading.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn, like I pulled up, I'm like, all right, the parking lot's full, that's good. But then I went inside the coffee shop expecting, like, I don't know if you know Home Cut Donuts in Joliet.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah.
But they have shows there, and it's like literally they're like, put the band in that corner over there, and it's a donut shop. And that's what I was expecting. I'm like, oh, they're playing at a coffee house, which means it's going to be like this tiny little stage in the corner, and there's going to be people drinking lattes and shit. That was not the case. I'm like, where are they? And then I saw some metalheads go upstairs. I'm like, okay, it must be up there.
And it was a tiny room with a tiny corner stage, but people moshing. But
you had such a crazy audience that time I went with.
Honestly, it's always a good turnout from what I see. Like there's always a lot of people. It reminds me so much of the Klaus Rockfest days.
Yeah.
Like you have people like around because it's I think the events are over there usually 18 and up. So you have people fresh out of high school going joining the metal scene and all of that stuff. Like it's pretty cool seeing like a younger generation just come in, support local music. You have people like you got newcomers along with people who've been there for a long time, and I mean it's pretty dope. I'm all for it.
100%, dude. 100%,
definitely. But yeah, there was that. No, you're good. So there was that show. I mean, there was also Hammond, Indiana, Foreign Local with Dream Malaysia with our president-elect Chastain.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
I know.
Chastain won in our hearts.
He won in our hearts. But anyways, and I've so as of by the time this drops, I've already played in Detroit, and I think this will be dropping the day before I play Elkhart, Indiana. So that's 4 shows that I am
Hopefully
about to play. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it went well. Maybe I might have a fractured rib from duking it out with South Arsenal. But
Nice.
hey, the show must go on. The beef is ended.
All is fair in love and war, baby.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, is there anything else you've been up to, Mike? Or
No, you saw Black Dahlia. I saw King Diamond as we were making fun of earlier. No, honestly, it was awesome. They were great, and they had I don't know if you're familiar with the band Overkill.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, old school thrash metal. And both were just awesome.
And for some context sake, Avenged Sevenfold ripped off their logo, by the way.
Yeah, that was their claim to fame, is their logo was stolen by Avenged Sevenfold. Literally. But yeah, so Overkill's awesome. King Diamond was fantastic, but it was at the Chicago Theater. So when she said that, I'm like, Michelle got the tickets. It was kind of a birthday gift to herself. She bought balcony seats, and I'm like, okay, this is weird because the Chicago Theater has seats. There's no open floor or anything. So sure enough, we get there and everybody, is finding their way to their seats. And I'm like, this is weird. I've never seen a metal show where everybody's sitting down.
Right.
But we went up to our balcony seats and we had one of them fancy 2-person booths.
Ooh.
I know. We felt like kings. We're like, yes, good peasants.
Good show.
Next song, please.
Next song, please.
But like literally, we were up there. We bought snacks. We had like popcorn and candy. That's how weird this was. It was almost like watching a play because obviously, that's King Diamond. He's like,
yeah. Oh my god.
Halloween.
No, but I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, that must have been a good show. But I think the one show that I heard was all seated down would have to be, I think that was Slayer at the Rivera Theater.
Riviera, yeah.
Riviera or whatever the fuck, or Rivera. Is it? I think
Riviera.
Okay, I've been pronouncing it wrong, but yeah, that's another one. I think it was all seated, so I was like, Slayer having everyone just sit down? That's not possible.
It's weird, man. This is my first time ever experiencing anything like that. And it was still fun, but it was nice to, like, at the end of the night, my feet didn't hurt, my back didn't hurt, my knees didn't hurt from just standing the entire time.
Unlike me with the Black Dahlia Murder Show, I was moshing. I was crowd surfing as well. Unfortunately, there's no video of me. So the thing is, I've always wanted to be the mad lad, pulling out my phone and record myself getting lifted up, but I'm also afraid of dropping it.
Or somebody just slapping it out of your hands.
That's another thing. And yeah, I was like asking, I'm like, did anyone capture that? And to my knowledge, no. Maybe you'll see a video here if I find it. If not, probably not. I mean, it never happens. I was like, I was trying to message my bandmates and like, hey, I'm going to be going up, but I'm like, chances are they're going to be paying attention. They're not going to be looking at their phones. So I was like, fuck it. It was during, what's it called? The Solo to Nightbringers. I tapped several people and I'm like, I just did this. And then they all just grabbed me and I mean, I didn't fall, by the way. I think it's funny because they almost dropped me, but they everyone just lifted me up.
Did you go forward up or back up?
I was going forward up, and then I was going back, and then I was just like, "Oh shit!"
Someone's just taking your wallet. Hey!
No, I made sure that they were tucked down. That's another fear: losing my wallet, my car keys, because I usually go to concerts by myself. Mm-hmm. Sure, I run into a lot of friends, but at the end, I'm like, going by myself. So if I lose my shit, it's like, hey, well, I got nothing to hold, nowhere to hold it for me. But Yeah, no, I've maybe someday I'll have a video of me, crowd surfing. If
That's awesome, dude. I mean, you were there the last time I crowd surfed. I needed to crowd surf during Death Clock.
Yeah, no, of course I would have done that, but I only crowd surfed to the Black Dahlia murder. As I was saying before, I am a loyalist to them. And
what was the name you called you and the boys for Black Dahlia murder?
Oh, Blastfiends?
Blastfiends.
Yeah, no, that's an actual fan page.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that is.
Kind of like how Inferi is the Promethean Kings.
Yeah, but no, that is a massive fan page. It's like it's the fan club for Black Dahlia. We've Beheading the Icons actually posted a couple of covers on there.
I know you guys have covered a couple, right?
It's so we covered Nocturnal and Statutory Ape.
That's
and then we posted
solid.
them on there. Great reception, by the way. A lot of people was like, "Yo, that's fucking sick." So I was like,
yeah. I could see you guys covering that very well. Kind of like, Vicious Attack. We did a War Ensemble, and we threw it up on the internet. Like, we never recorded it, but with Jay-Z TV, he recorded the entire online performance.
Right.
And we snipped that out and threw it on the page, and that got like. It was crazy. It was like thousands of views, and everyone said that it was awesome. It was a good cover. So I know the feeling.
Yep, definitely. It's always a great feeling. But yeah, I mean, I think for November, that's pretty much it for shows. I'm pretty sure something is being planned for December. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
I remember last time I said that, I think this is going to be it. And then
you say that every month.
I say that every, no, not every month. I haven't said that this year. Because I would know ahead of time. Last year is when I said, I'm like, okay, that should be it,
take
but
a break a little bit.
No, I am pretty sure there's gonna be something booked in December, and it's like, oh well, hey guys, I have another show. Well, honestly, like so, by the end of the month, I've actually counted. It will be a total of 28 shows that I played this year, which is pretty fucking nuts.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I've been just. Working on stuff in the background. And, I recently rejoined my first band, which is pretty cool.
Who?
Dark Entropy. We're probably not going to call it Dark Entropy. It's going to go by a new project now. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be funny. Dark.
No, I mean, that's pretty dope. I remember the name as well.
Yeah, we're very... I'm not going to play any shows, so that's good. You're picking up the slack for both of us.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny when you have a shit ton of shows in February and you just get snowed out every night.
I know for a fact that we will not do winter because that's like the worst time to be horrible. I mean,
horrible.
If it's in town, okay, that's cool. But if it's out of state, because we do have plans on playing more out of state shows,
horrible.
Definitely not in winter. Yeah. No, thank you.
Like, oh, my car is sliding on the expressway.
Yeah, no, I'm like, no, absolutely not. I don't think I would do that. Actually, my vocalist Matt from Beheading the Icon, he's told me some horror stories of them driving in the snow. Like he will tell you like how it was and. Like just like the snow was like up to right here and shit. They were hauling gear like this.
Bad.
It was bad. It was very fucking bad. There was a bit of a speaking of beheading, so I think what's it called? So we mentioned that we were playing what's it called with the Convalescence, the Bunny, the Bear. Mm-hmm. There was a bit of a situation that unfolded. We made it on Lamb Goat, by the way.
What's that?
We made it on Lamb Goat, the website Lamb Goat.
Really?
Yeah. So. What happened was, should this be an SBNN topic or no?
I don't know. We can just jump into that.
Yeah, we can just jump into that.
All right, here we go. Title card. All right, go ahead, Brian.
Okay, so what happened was at that one, because I almost forgot to talk about it, but we played that, what's it called, Hell Over Midway. There was a lot of sick bands. That was Beheading the Icon. I was dressed as Velma that day, too.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I'll put in some
video,
pictures here.
Picture.
And, probably pictures, but...
Okay.
So... So we had I left after the convalescence finished. I wasn't able to catch 9 but I heard they were fucking sick. But I had work the next day, so same thing with what's it called? Casket Robbery. They were fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, a little side note, I've been following convalescence for years. They used to have this thing every Halloween where they would sell their old inventory. This is how I figured out who they were. They would sell all their old inventory, a mystery shirt, whatever size you want, but it's a mystery of which one of their shirts it is, for $6.66, and that was the deal. It's a good deal.
That's a really damn good deal,
especially when you're a big boy. $6 for a 2XL shirt is a good deal.
Yeah, that really is. Know? But so no, you're good. See, I'm much more calm. Normally I'd be like, "Bitch, you're interrupting my story." No, so there's 9 did played, and then the headliner, the Bunny and the Bear, was playing, and there was a crazy situation that unfolded. So the reason why we said this was like a little way after I left, but
okay,
what happened was, so the next. I think like around 5 o'clock in the morning, because I work early as shit on weekends now. So I open up my phone and I see an article on Lamb Goat, and this also went on to, I think, Metal Sucks, but
oh man.
Yeah. So what happened was there was a bit of an altercation.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I heard it first was that the sound guy who was running that event, they were hired by a third party, by the way. It wasn't Magoo's sound guy.
Okay.
So third party. Yeah, you know where this is going. Was arrested because so at first they said that he was attacking the other vocalist from the Bunny and the Bear. So both vocalists are husband and wife.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently he was attacking the wife, and I thought he got physical with her, but the person that he actually did, hit was Mel, who was the person that runs the production manager for Magoo's.
Okay.
So she got hit by a mic stand. She took a mic stand to the head.
Oh.
And I thought that and here's the thing. I'm also gonna say this: the husband made it seem like he got hit in the mouth by the sound engineer, because he took. I'm gonna put pictures over here. At first, he took pictures of the cuts that he had over here.
Yeah.
And there was also fake stage blood on the sidewalk, but he also took pictures of that, making it seem like it came from me, but it got cleared up. It wasn't it. Mm-hmm. So. But it looked like that. But I'm over here like, wait a minute. So what the fuck is going on? But my drummer Oswald, he was there throughout the whole thing. So what actually happened? The vocalist, having his, because his mouth was bleeding. He did that himself. He was hitting himself with the mic, and just for little, how some vocalists hit their foreheads.
It's the G.G. Allen.
It's the G.G. Allen complex. But what was going on, his wife, so she was like, she held the mic, she was holding the mic like this, swinging it around, and she was causing feedback through the monitors. So the sound guy kept telling her, hey, you need to stop because you're causing so much fucking feedback. Like, it was terrible from what he was telling me, like really fucking bad. And so she initially didn't listen, and he, just kept telling her repeatedly. He went over there, yelled at her, and then she started, I think she cried after that.
Cried? Oh.
So from the looks of it, it doesn't seem like she may have that much experience, being on stage. And also she cupped the mic as well. Yeah, it seems like she knew from the way that Oswald described it to me. It seems like she might be new to it, but yeah, she was also cupping the mic as well, and that's something you don't do, by the way, because if you do that, you are gonna cause a fuck ton of feedback. You're gonna damage everyone's ears in the monitors. So what was going on? And Mel wasn't there for this, when it all unfolded. So Mel initially thought that he was, lashing out at them for no reason. So she told him, you know what, just get the fuck out of here, whatever. Mm-hmm. And where this guy fucked up, he decided to throw a mic stand, towards that direction.
Okay,
who
threw the mic stand?
The sound guy.
The sound guy.
Yeah, the sound guy was yelling at them, telling them, you're, causing so much feedback. He went there, to yell at them and all that. Mel came because she wasn't there when it was all unfolding, with the whole feedback. So, she told him, you know what, get the fuck out of here. I'm done. You shouldn't be yelling at them like that or, berating them and whatever. But she wasn't there for the whole thing. So you really can't. I mean, yeah, sure.
It's a lot of hearsay.
It's a lot of hearsay, but at the same time, he fucked up by grabbing the mic stand.
Yeah.
He throws it. Cops were called. They were originally not going to take him in because they said, well, there's not really any, I guess, foul play going on now. But then they looked him up, and he had 2 outstanding warrants. So they're like, oh, never mind, you're going with us. And yeah. They took him in because of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
Worked out a little bit.
I was like, God damn.
That's pretty funny.
I mean, imagine like
they're like, oh snap!
Imagine you're getting contracted knowing you have 2 warrants, for an event, and then it's like, well, I'm gonna come into work and probably not get back home because I'm gonna get arrested for some shit. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild. And then not to mention that the vocalist or the husband, he didn't want to finish the set afterwards after they resolved the whole thing.
Yeah,
they could have kept going. The rest of the band wanted to keep going. Oz was telling him like, dude, you're being a fucking diva. Just finish the set. Even the wife wanted to finish after that whole thing. That once she basically collected herself and calmed down, she wanted to keep going, but no, apparently he was like, no, I don't want, no, nobody attacks my wife, I'm not finishing this set. And
I mean, I get it.
I mean, I get it too, but I'm like, well, okay, look, the one thing is, and Osmo makes a great point, fix your mistake. Don't cup the mic, obviously, if you're new to it, because even Oz was also telling her, it's like, yeah, don't hold it like, near there, or just keep it, like at a reasonable distance from like wherever, you're supposed to, because then obviously you're going to be, causing feedback. Don't cup it, hold it, right here, not this way, because that ends up.
It's hard, man. I'll tell you what.
I mean, it is hard, right? But,
because the instinct is definitely to put your hand exactly where that divot is.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it too. But I felt like that could have been resolved quickly, just. If even the husband would have told her, oh, just hold it like this, you're causing. But at the end of the day,
if she's doing it, it means she's doing that everywhere.
And that's just the thing. Like it's something that a lot of sound engineers will tell you. It's something that you're gonna have to, obviously get the hang of as you're going forward.
Yeah.
Sure, maybe there could have been a bit of a better way to tell someone like, hey, you need to stop, because that's also pretty fix your fuck up. That's one thing, but the one thing is the sound engineer handled it in the worst way by throwing the mic stand. It's like, dude, okay, look, I get it. Production manager wasn't there when the whole thing was unfolding, but you also don't. That's not an appropriate way of handling it. But yeah, sure. Like the thing is, I mean, if anyone that ever wants to, do this, like play live shows as a vocalist, just don't cup your mic. Well, do not do it. Don't do it, man.
I think all parties suck in this equation.
Yeah.
Sound guy definitely should have handled it better. Guys, if you've ever played live, you understand that 60% of sound guys are going to be absolute pricks.
Absolute pricks. And
they're going to be know-it-all pricks. And their patience is going to be incredibly thin.
And not only that, or they're going to be dumbass pricks that don't really know how to what to do. It's like it's 50-50. You're going to run into people who know their stuff and people who don't, people who are reliable and some people who aren't, right?
Yeah.
But you just gotta make sure here's the thing, you could be doing everything as perfect as possible, something is always gonna go wrong.
Oh yeah.
And sure, some people will have a meltdown, some people won't, right? I've worked with some really cool sound guys, but there's also some. I mean, I would say I didn't really have a negative interaction with him. Mm-hmm. But he did seem kind of just, like a bit of a prick. But I didn't think he was that to the point where he's like, I didn't think it would go that far. But that's the best way I could explain the whole story. I'm pretty sure Oz was gonna be messaging me or telling me in practice, you didn't explain it right, you dumbass. You should have just had me on here. I'm sorry, Oz. But
Yeah. Well,
yeah, you know,
regardless. Yeah.
it was still a good show. I just wasn't there to witness the whole
That's
thing.
pretty crazy from, like, let's say your standpoint of being like, oh, this is a fun show. And, you know, seeing everything run smoothly. And then literally as soon as you leave, just all hell breaks loose.
All hell broke loose. I woke up the next morning and I'm like, wait, what in the absolute fuck happened? Not only that, Mike Lowy, our buddy, who, you know, he actually, by the way, he's a concert photographer.
Yeah, good photographer.
Great. One of the best, by the way. You should hit him up. He stepped outside. So he went, because I think he had to get a battery or something, but he said he stepped outside. And during that period that he was outside, it wasn't even that long.
Yeah.
He just comes back. And everything just already happened. Everything already fucking happened.
Yeah.
The sound guy was, you know, getting arrested and all that. He's like,
What
the fuck did I miss? He was just like, wait. And then he also saw the vocalist, you know, had a bloody mouth. But what I didn't like is how at first he made it seem, he like took a picture of it, making it seem like he got hit. And it's like, dude, nobody hit you.
No,
You could have just said what actually went down, like, you know, the way my drummer said it. And it's like, because a lot of people, yeah, because initially even Lamgo thought that it was a lot more, and I also thought it was more to it too. But I'm like, no, this wasn't it. He ended up correcting it, but I'm like, dude, this was stupid, because when he took the picture, I'm gonna include all the pictures. If you see the stage blood, that's been there for the longest. That was from the Convalescents. They were pouring that on themselves. So I'm just like, that's cringe. I don't know.
I wonder, did they just continue on touring? Was there?
So there was another show going on, but they didn't finish the set. They had like at least like what, maybe like 2, 3, or maybe more songs.
I mean, they were all touring with the Convalescents. Did they just continue the tour?
The Convalescents was that was the last day of the tour.
Oh, okay.
But the Bunny and the Bear had other shows, just them. But yeah, that was initially the last day for Convalescents. I think it was 9 that was going.
Okay.
Actually, I'll put the flyer for the tour. I don't know the exact lineup. I know Casket Robbery is one of the bands, but that was the last day for, you know, that run.
Okay.
But
well,
yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it. You know, what are you gonna do, right? But
shit happens.
Shit happens, and as Mike said, you'll run into some, you know, great sound guys, some people who just don't know what they're doing. I've had my fair share. Some who are pricks, right? But
dude, I remember. This is gonna be funny because this plays into the fucking sound. He's like I don't know if he's a sound guy or stage manager for Fear Factory or whatever stupid Dino Cazares thing was going on. I think it was Fear Factory. Yeah, or maybe it was Soulfly. I don't remember. It's a big chubby guy,
the guitar tech.
Yeah.
Like,
That guy,
you guys better get your stuff on and off in 10 minutes.
that guy was stupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, that dude, and not really, you know, I get that he wants to get shit going, right?
Yeah.
What rubbed me the wrong way, and this was when we were playing with Soulfly and 200
Soulfly.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was the second time I played with Soulfly.
I've seen him so many times, and he doesn't remember us. You know, which is
Central Distortion.
Yes,
he called the Central Distortion.
And it's so funny because we've played with them. You got to remember, we played with Soulfly so many times.
4 times.
Soulfly and Soulfly accessories so many times.
And then you guys played with what's it called, Mark Rizzo when he wasn't Soulfly.
That's Soulfly
you guys
accessories.
Soulfly accessories. But you guys played with Soulfly twice before I joined, and then 2 more times.
Dude, it's so every time he's like,
You guys have to get on and off 15 minutes.
Yeah,
you know?
and then not only that, so that was the so the first time I didn't mind him too much. It was when we were playing at Brower House.
Yeah.
That was with 200 Stab Wounds and Soulfly.
Yeah.
We were just getting set up, waiting on the sound guy to, you know, tell us we're good to go, and he's like, just start. It's like, motherfucker, do you not see, like,
he's testing out the
drums right now. We're just waiting on him to tell. It's you have to wait until you say, all right, you guys should be good. Go ahead whenever you're ready, right?
Yeah.
No, he didn't tell us that yet, and it's like, I'm about to lash out on this guy and be like, shut the fuck up.
He sucks.
Shut the fuck up.
It happens every time. He's like, you guys have to be on 50. And then we're, of course, you know, not patting ourselves on the back, but Central Disorder had played so many shows basically basically professional musicians at this point. We can tear down and be on that stage in 15 minutes.
Yeah, literally.
You know?
I mean, we got off immediately.
Yeah.
That's you always got. I mean, which is a good point. You know, you always got to be timely. But
Yeah.
the thing, no, what rubbed me the wrong way that day, Aaron, when our former bassist
Yeah.
Aaron, he overheard him say that because someone asked him, "What do you think of local bands?" And he literally said, "I think they're all a bunch of idiots." And I'm like, if I were to hear that, I would have been like, "Fuck you, you fat piece of shit," because I'm like,
Toby.
wow.
But it's just because he threw us in that group, and we showed nothing but professionalism. We were on and off in 15 minutes.
Right.
We played through our songs where we had extra time, but we just stopped because we're like, we will not go over the time, you know?
Of course.
And every single time people liked us, you know? And then again, you didn't get to play with them as much as I did, but every single time, Brian, he's like, "Hey, you guys are pretty good." I'm like, "Yeah, we're really good, but you don't remember our names and you treat us like we're scum." That's what I'm talking about. Those types of
Right.
people are going to be those types of people. And unfortunately, that's sound guys. That's a lot of sound guys, is they just kind of have like this bug up their butt, you know, the entire time.
This
Like,
bug up their butt.
what are you going to do, you know?
Yeah.
That's the business.
It is, but you know that's pretty much it for that. But now we gotta
I was
get
gonna say, you
to
want to talk about more bands being inappropriate.
But before we start this off, I gotta have a speech. As Mike said about Tim. But
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna just say this before we started.
Okay.
I get it. You hated him 4 years ago and you still hate him now. I've seen a lot of hate thrown his way, but this guy's consistent and an overachiever. That's what the people support him. That's what the people who support him love about him. Yes, there has been some scandals. Yes, there has been some lies. And maybe a few times he's twisted the truth to make himself look better. He's out there every day to prove the haters wrong time after time. Call it jealousy, call it envy. Some people just can't handle how successful he is and how much money he has. Could even be jealous that he's got a hot model as his wife. You may not have wanted him in this role, but he's there now, and there is nothing you or I can do about it. I know it's possibly going to get worse over the next several days, but like him or not, Tim Lambesis is going to continue Azalea dying with a new lineup, and there's nothing you and that can do about it. Shout out to this one dude named Anthony Chavez. He actually posted that. I'm not sure whether this was copy pasta, but I saw that post and I was like, this is so stupid but funny at the same time.
Yeah, that is so. The parallels between Trump and Tim are just
They're just there.
insane.
They're literally there. But okay, so of course,
At this point, guys, I'm just gonna tell you. At this point, this is pretty much wrapped up. Like he gave a statement. It doesn't seem like there's going to be anything.
well, let's break
evolving.
it down first.
Yeah.
We got to break it down.
I'm just saying. So obviously this show is filmed once a month, so there are large gaps where we don't get to cover this stuff in
a timely manner. But you know what? We're going to cover it from beginning to end.
Here's
so
the timeline.
Here is the timeline. Actually, I'm going to go a little further back before recent events. So obviously, we all know why Tim, was locked up for. He tried to, murder his wife. I made that joke. It's like, hey, man, I don't care what he does in his personal life. She's not dead, okay? No, on a serious note, it's pretty fucked up.
Note,
I remember hearing about it.
I never thought we were going to talk about this again, but here
I never
we are.
thought. Yeah, no. Here's the thing. I never thought. No, realistically, I remember when that first happened because I was a fan of them in high school. My favorite album from them is The Powerless Rise. I enjoyed the classic lineup, that they've been having for, I think at the time, which was Nick Hippa, Josh Gilbert, Jordan, Phil, and Tim.
What was the album before he got locked up?
You know what? That's a good question. I mean, hold on.
I really liked that album. I don't remember the name of the album.
I'll just look it up right now. But
You can cut it
anyways,
out.
yeah, he got. Tim got locked up. He got sent to prison for trying to, murder his ex-wife.
Unalive, yeah.
Unalive. You can say that. It would be Awakened.
Oh,
2012.
Yeah, I really liked that one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've also been a fan of Azalea dying for. Well, yeah, like I said, high school, he went to jail, the band split up, and then suddenly we hear that I think 2016 he was let out for good behavior. He got married to his second wife.
Before that, he was threatening to sue the prison that didn't allow him to keep taking steroids.
And he ended up having man boobs. I remember that
moves.
meme. Yeah, moves. That was also funny. But
that was pretty funny.
I don't think anything has come from that. But
no,
not
at all.
But they were making a return, and I'm just like, I was on the fence on this at first. When they were like, if they were to come back, I was just like, man, this is gonna be weird. And at first, I didn't think it was gonna be the same lineup, that was there before, he got locked up. So there was a video of, the members that I've already named, talking to Tim, and it was the most uncomfortable video I've ever watched, where they were just talking about everything that has gone down, because these guys hated the shit out of him, for what he did. Of course, rightfully so. And they were just like, I don't know if I want to return to this, but I can't remember how the whole video went down, but yeah, it was one of the most uncomfortable videos. But I was like, that video kind of got me like, all right, well, maybe I think this seems like it's the right decision. Maybe he is going to change. Maybe he's going to, do better after he gets out. So I was being a little too optimistic. And I mean, I was. Yeah, and I got to see them live twice in 2019. That was the first time was at the Apollo, which is why I said that was like literally the Apollo. I think it was March or April with my friend JC Pops. Shout out to JC. We saw them. They played what's it called, Meaning and Tragedy, as their first song, which that was actually one of the very first As Lay Dying songs I've listened to and I was like, holy shit, I never thought I would hear that song, but it was dope. And then I saw them again that same year at House of Blues, and I even met them. I took a photo. So there is a funny story I want to add on this as well.
That photo that we could post.
you know what I'm talking about, right? So, okay. I took a group photo. So, you take a group photo. This is the first time I've ever done a meet and greet. I've never, paid for it. So here's the funny part. No, hold on. I was late before to go to the one before the show started. Okay. So I couldn't make it to that one. So they were doing one after because so it was on a Monday. I remember this very well. And I saw the email by the time I got there. So I was like, fuck, I'm too late. But they said, they're going to do one for, those who couldn't make it on time because they had to move it an hour back since they had to end the show early, curfew. Right. So I went to meet them. I was talking to, Phil, Nick, Hippa, Josh, pretty much all of them. I was shaking because I was excited to see those guys more than I was excited to see Tim. I took a picture with Tim, right? But I was just so excited seeing especially Nick, Hippa, and Phil. They're like one of my two of my main influences as a guitar player, mainly Nick, Hippa. But I was just super excited, and then we were all taking a group photo. I did not know how the whole thing went, so I thought they were gonna take a photo of all of us. And then Nick Hip was like, I think this guy wants to get in the photo. And I was just like, oh, it's one by one. I didn't say that. Yeah. I was just like, okay, I'll jump in. And I ended up jumping into someone else's group photo.
That's funny.
And I found out about it because Facebook, I don't know if you remember, but Facebook had that one little update. They got sued for this, by the way.
Oh, where
say if somebody posted, there you go, facial recognition. Yeah. So I got a notification that said someone posted a photo with you in it. And I'm like, what? And that's because I never had that notification before. Yeah. But they got sued for facial recognition because it's a privacy issue in the state of Illinois. So I saw that and I'm like, oh my fucking God.
You just show up and somebody's phone
and then they had that's some fucking kid just came in and took jumped in my group photo and I'm like, it's me, I'm that kid. I'm gonna blur the person out, but the photo's gonna be right here.
That'd be funny. You just put your own face over everybody's head.
It's so fucking funny. I'm like, I was like, oh my God. I was like, fuck. I didn't I didn't mean to do that.
That's
But
funny though.
I didn't, like I said, I'd never done a meet and greet before. But yeah, there is that. It's so funny. But yeah. So moving forward, after that,
yeah. Okay.
I got to see them. Yeah, like the timeline going. And obviously, the year 2020 was a dead year. No shows were happening. And then in 2021, we get news that Nick Hippa had left. And he's been gone since 2020. And at that point, that's when I'm like, why is he leaving? It was like, what's going on, So, so the next year, you ended up having Josh Gilbert leave. He ended up joining Spirit Box, and then the drummer Jordan left. Yeah, great move. But now at this point, I'm like, well, what the fuck is going on? And then from that point, like when they left the second time, that's when it was over for me. That's actually when it was officially over for me. Like I was like, well, I mean, I wish them luck on their journey, but I don't think I could continue supporting them. I don't think I would see them live because that was the lineup for me. Yeah. And this is no longer like as genuine or as a laid down. Well, it's not that it's okay. Yeah, there's that. But to me, it just didn't feel genuine anymore. I was like, I thought he said he changed, or is he not changing? Is he still like the same person he was when he got locked down?
It's kind of like Chimera. I don't know. I know you're not that familiar with Chimera, but right before their last album came out, they had a mass genesis or exodus of all of their band leaving.
I remember that.
And Mark Hunter was like the only one. And so
I was in high school when that happened too.
Yeah. He got tons of members. He got a bunch of members from the band Doth to come in, and he recorded that last album with a bunch of people who were not in Chimera. Recorded that album, went on tour, and then I don't know. I can't remember. It was like 3/4 of the tour. Everybody quit again. And Mark Hunter was the only one left in the band. And he just quit, or he just put Chimera down for the time being, basically.
Yeah, I mean, they came back recently.
They've done a couple reunion shows,
but nothing like too
one-offs.
massive.
Yeah, and then the old members of the band are back, or they just do like one-offs with Mark Hunter.
But the difference is he didn't go to prison.
Yeah.
But no, going back to As Lay Dying, seeing that, like, even though I made that joke, I'm just like, I don't know. It just does. That's
Doesn't
when
sit right.
That didn't. It wasn't sitting right. I mean, I wasn't, like I said, I was on the fence, but then seeing, okay, they gave him a chance. Maybe this is genuine, right? But now, like, they're leaving again. Phil stayed, but after that, and I forgot to mention that Ken Susi from Unearth replaced Nick. Then you had Nick Pierce, the drummer from Unearth, used to be, joining As Lay Dying, and then you also had what's it called? I can't remember the damn bassist name.
Yeah,
unless I'm mixing up names, but he's the vocalist and bassist or backup vocals for Miss May I. Fuck, But anyways,
it's okay.
I was like, I had their names down and I'm forgetting. But
it's a long
anyways,
timeline.
So here's the whole timeline of events, because by the time this video goes down, this drops, the album is already out. It's out on the 15th, but they released a couple singles, and then in the end of October, you had Ken, Nick Pierce, and the bassist leave. It started with the bassist, and then the tour manager left too, by the way. And they were supposed to do
everyone was like, what the hell?
And they were supposed to do an album release tour in Europe with Decapitated, I think, Camel, I can't remember the name of that other band, of Sulfur, who Beheading the Icon actually opened up for earlier this year.
Okay.
But it was supposed to be, and then obviously As Lay Dying as the headliner. But now, after that, there was rumors, with from ticket holders in Europe, saying that the venue said that the entire tour was canceled. No more, that it was not going to happen. No information, but the band page wasn't posting anything. However,
and then
they all made statements, and
the tour manager's statement was very nice and clean, and not saying anything one way or another. It was simply, I am no longer associated with him. I wish him luck. I am not the one booking the European tour, basically.
I think he said, I'm out.
Yeah, he basically said the other ones had a little bit of more emotion in it, talking about their mental health and all that. But the tour manager was very much, I'm not part of this anymore. Good luck, as I lay dying.
It first started with their bassist. I think it's Ryan Neff. It might be. Either way, I'm gonna put the name. If I got it right. Hey. oh yeah, it is. All right, awesome. All right. Let's go. So yeah, it started with Ryan, and yeah, he said the same thing. He was gonna focus on his mental health, and but they also mentioned physical health. So I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Meanwhile, like when he posted his statement, a lot of the fans were messing with him. They were like,
giving
what the hell, man?
Yeah, they were giving him a bunch of flack, and then Ken Susi left afterwards, and then same thing with Nick Pierce. Both of them left, and the statements are insane. I'm going to read Ken's, but he said, "My time playing with As I Lay Dying has come to an end today. I leave with so much gratitude for everyone who followed and supported me from my days in Unearthed to this era of my career. I jumped into the As I Lay Dying camp with full knowledge of the, of obviously what happened. So I don't think it's that, I don't think that was the main reason why they left, since they knew. But he had a drive to just play music with great friends. Unfortunately, my personal morals have recently been tested to a breaking point, and it's now the saddest ending to what could have been the greatest second chance for this band, which to me, that the ending was when the classic lineup left again. That's where it ended for me personally.
So like what you take from that statement, there's two things. Personal morals is
what's going on.
That's
exactly.
This is a very coded way to say things because he doesn't want to be sued. Right. He said personal morals, and second, redemption. He believed the band could be redeemed,
and Tim can be redeemed just as I did as well. But now, it just goes back to when the other guys left. It's like I don't think there's any that he's redeemable anymore from that first time, but I wish the other guys luck. And then Phil chose to stay, and so you had tour manager, the other three members leave, and it was up in the air on what's gonna go down with Phil. And so then
basically all the statements before the last statement, they're all giving tiny little context clues and moral integrity, physical and mental health.
Yeah, literally. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. And you had
hostile environments.
Yeah, well, I'm about to get to that because, Phil said he made an announcement that he's going to make an announcement soon.
Yeah.
And I'm going to read it out, which, to those who aren't aware. But yeah, he ended up saying, "Thank you for your patience as I took time to gather my thoughts before speaking on the current state of As I Lay Dying. With recent events, including the departure of band members and the cancellation of our European tour ahead of a new album release, it's clear we're in a difficult and serious situation. Simply put, recent actions have shown that As I Lay Dying no longer offers a healthy and safe environment for anyone involved, whether creatively, personally, or professionally. After witnessing some concerning patterns of behavior, I've realized that I can no longer in good conscience enable further actions that could negatively affect anyone working within this space. For these reasons, I feel it's in my best interest to completely distance myself, both creatively and personally, from As I Lay Dying. I also want to share my full support for Ryan, Ken, and Nick, who made their choice to step away recently. I'm grateful for our accomplishments and friendship over the past 3 years, within 21 years, because he's actually been there for 2 decades at this point.
He's got the most seniority next to Tim.
Yeah, I've dedicated to this band. It does not sit well with me to leave or abandon what I've considered to be my life's work. I don't feel that I or others should be forced out like so many have in the past, which I'm still confused on what does he mean by that, Well, and then after all of that's been put into this, I believe that with the right adjustments and restructuring, our music can continue to thrive and explore new possibilities in a healthier environment. Over time, As I Lay Dying has been held back by dysfunction, and I feel that it's no longer my responsibility to bear that burden. Thank you to everyone who has shown support for me and the music of As I Lay Dying. I'm looking forward to putting my energy and creativity into new, more positive ventures in the near future. But yeah, that's just the thing, the fact that it's an unsafe work environment. I'm like, what is going on? And obviously,
So it's okay, the first two people quit. And, you know, you're like, what the hell's going on? And then it became immediate after Ken and the next statement. I'm like, oh, this is Tim. This is all Tim. And then finally the last statement, I'm like, all right, this is 100% Tim. And then now everyone who cares about this is waiting for Tim's response. And he posts, hey, there's going to be a statement. I'm going to, you know, take
I'm trying to
minute.
look for it as well, and it's actually gone, by the way, just due to how bad it was. Let me see if I have a screenshot. It's gone.
I would just Google image it. It'll definitely be on there.
Yeah.
So, like, basically what happened is he put a statement saying, I'm going to release a statement, but I'm trying to figure out all the legalese. Now, this is what I think happened. Legalities. This is what I think what happened before at this point. Everybody's talking about a safe environment, you know, not hostile, there's issues going on. Now, the timing seems too perfect at this point where they're like, the new album's about to come out. They're about to go on this European tour. Even the tour manager is not on board. So besides the hostile work environment, I think that because Ken and, you know, the other two are basically hired guns at this point, they're probably getting paid way less money than the other two members. That is my theory. So what I'm guessing is when that album is about to drop and they're finally covering royalties on who's going to get what, I think it's very, very possible that is what was kind of like the final straw in this whole thing. Is I'm guessing Tim was trying to give, you know, the other three essentially pennies compared to, you know, what is it, Phil and Tim?
Yeah,
you know?
I'm just gonna like screenshot from Tank the Text video because I cannot find it anywhere. It's gone, but it's so bad, like for real. It's really bad.
Yeah, but that was my assessment before reading, you know, this is even before reading the statement. It's like, okay, clearly he is, you know, making really bad decisions. And he doesn't care that the other members... It's kind of like a Billy Corgan thing, where you know that Billy Corgan is making like 70% of the money, you know?
Because today is his great day.
Oh, my God. All right.
Anyways, so I'll break... So, you know, I had to take screenshots. So the statement was so bad. It wasn't really...
It was a gaslighting
It was gaslighting, but... To those who are interested, I'll read it out. You know, he's like, "Hi everyone. I needed time to process all that has happened recently with Azalea dying. As I reflect, I certainly agree there was an unhealthy environment that made leaving for a new tour with the previous lineup unrealistic.
Okay,
it had become."
Pause right there.
Yeah, like I
he
said,
acknowledges the unhealthy environment that 4 members walked away. So it's like, okay, 4
not just
members.
3. 4 and a touring manager too.
All of them left this unhealthy environment. Who could be causing this unhealthy environment?
I'm going to continue to get to that as well. But I mean, it's Tim, but
just laying it out there.
Laying it out there. It had become difficult to figure out even the smallest details, and I admit I can stick strong to my vision for the future of Azalea dying, even when others think it should go another direction, which is still weird. It saddens me to think about the behaviors, communications, and patterns of interaction that led up to the tour cancellation. Phil and I no longer see eye to person. It's literally saw eye. It's like it's like you can't say eye to eye, right?
This is how you know.
To personally, creatively, or financially, the discussions during this time prompted his decision to depart first, with each of the touring members deciding to leave shortly after, as they were not interested in going on without him. Which, okay, this also shows a weird timeline of events. So it's making it seem like Phil left first, and then the other guys dipped, but they had to rush out their statements because this is where I'm gonna get to this part. So Okay, I'm trying to remember where I left out. Two members decided to leave shortly after. Unfortunately, that wasn't the order in which everything was made public, as some statements were rushed during a chaotic time in response to rumors. And I'm like,
Yeah, okay.
There wasn't any rumors circulating before Ken, Ryan, and the touring manager and Nick left. So
that
what
point
rumors
was moot, essentially.
Yeah, there were, however, rumors of domestic abuse. One rumor,
and it came out way later.
It came out after it came out before Phil left, or Phil announced
and
that he
after
left.
Ken
But it
left.
came out after the other guys left. So it came out after the other four left and before Phil. So in between that, but his wife, the model that was in that other statement, she said that they were false. Nothing is going on. People may speculate that he might have forced her to do that. I don't know. I can't comment on that personally. I can't say that's exactly what's going on. I do understand why, because obviously what he did in the past before going to prison.
My point is that has nothing to do with this. And
because they were saying
I don't even think
Phil
think
so.
I don't even think Tim is referencing that.
Yeah,
I think he's referencing something that we don't know about.
But I still wanted to mention that for context sake. There was a rumor, but this was like after.
Yeah.
But he said, I fully support each of these guys' decisions to leave and believe at this time it is best for everyone. With that being said, my door will always be open, or will always remain open to discussing anything directly, as I believe closing communication led to many assumptions and problems of its own. Not on its own, not of its own.
So pause right there. This is how 100%.
It was rushed.
No, this is how 100% that Tim wrote this. He did not run it past anybody.
That's what I'm saying. It was
spell corrected.
It was a rush response because you want to proofread it. You want to make sure there's no grammatical
most
issues.
Importantly, he didn't run this by the label. He didn't run this by his team.
It doesn't seem
this
like
is
it either.
100% from Tim's mouth, which is probably why it's deleted right now.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's a terrible rushed response.
Yeah.
He didn't run it by anyone. That's what I'm saying. So he didn't run it. Like I said, it wasn't run through anyone. Nobody proofread it either. But now I'm going to this part. Now, regarding what's next, as I lay dying was founded on persistence and determination. For anyone who is familiar with the foundational years from 2000 to 2004, that more than 20 people whom I'm incredibly grateful for have come and gone to help bring to life this vision I've had in my head since I was 19 years old. I'm getting an aneurysm reading this. I look forward to building a new team and creating an atmosphere that is supportive, positive, and fosters a creative environment. I don't know about that.
Again, totally ignoring why this was created in the first place.
Yeah, because I'm over here like the other guy said it was unsafe and environment they had to leave for their mental and physical health. Did things get physical between, and he said, through storms ahead will be released on November 15th by the time that this drops is already out. And I'm proud of what we created and look forward to sharing it with all of you. But I think that's pretty much it. Cause I was trying to look for it he had it. I think he had it on his Facebook page and on the As I Lay Dying page, but it's gone. And I also unfollowed the band page.
It's interesting because, so we did watch that Tank the Tech video that covered this very, very
That's actually where I got the screenshots from too.
And in that video, he said very plainly, he's like, this statement is not for everybody.
It's not for everyone.
It's was specifically directed towards the As I Lay Dying fan who is in
the dick
no matter what happens.
The dick writers.
Exactly. The Pantera, Phil Anselmo's not a racist type fans.
Tim's not a murderer. She's not dead, guys.
She's still alive.
I was so I was actually mocking the typical As I Lay Dying fan with that statement. But no, honestly, I never thought I was actually gonna go deep, thorough with my stance in this band. It's been muddied since the lineup since the second time they left. I was like, okay, Nick Hippa's leaving. That's already causing red flags, and I'm a huge Nick Hippa fan, so I was like, oh no. And then you had Josh and Jordan.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
dude, I am a huge Megadeth fan. And if you
watched him become a god,
if you just look at Megadeth's Wikipedia, you will see numerous members
coming in and out.
Whatever it is, those members still last longer than like the average As I Lay Dying member, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, here's the thing. As Tank the Tech even said, I mean, and also, I my opinion, it's not really the end. At first, I thought it could be, but even Alex Damsky from Warforge mentioned, well, no, because they make money. And I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. And the way I see it, it's going to be a revolving door of hired guns.
Yeah.
They're going to know what's going to... Everyone knows what already happened before. But the thing is, how long will they last? It's going to be people just
long.
jumping in, leaving, unless he finds the one lineup that will just stick through no matter what shit is thrown at them.
It's kind of like Fear Factory.
Your best friend Dino is the problem, dude.
Well,
But-
Tim Lambesis is Dino.
Yeah, and I mean... You know, as you said, he's the Trump of metalcore.
So that was another thing. So when Tank the Tech said that, like, basically this is not a fan to everybody. This is a message to his fans.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is kind of like what Donald Trump says to his fans.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
this isn't meant for everybody. This
it's
is
not
meant
meant
for
for
his
anyone. It's
crazy ass followers. It's like no matter what,
no matter what,
no matter what, they're going to be on board. You know,
that's just the thing. And at the end of the day, it's really like, you know, as the statement earlier, you like him or hate him, there's nothing you and I can do about it. You know, just
no, very much like Time 2. We just have to move on.
that's just it. You know, the whole point is we just got to move forward. And you know, like I said,
Hope that
my
nobody
stance,
gets assassinated.
God damn it. But anyway, no, but the thing with As I Lay Dying, my stance on it is like, you know, I'm not going to shit on people who support them. If they support them, that's fine. I mean, that's on them. I personally can't, you know, it's been that way since 2022. It's not the band that I've known anymore. And it just doesn't feel like Tim will ever change. I think he has a lot of stuff that he's going through, or maybe he's just not choosing not to address it. Not to process it correctly. And at this point, I'm not gonna be sticking around and, you know, being the, you know, because I like being optimistic for a lot of people. You know, I don't like being negative on a lot of things, but at the same time, you know, it comes to a point where it's like, you know what, it's time to stop caring.
Yeah.
It's time to move on. There's still going to be a band, and that's just it. It'll either go on, or one day he'll finally be like, you know what? I'm done. And I can't keep a consistent lineup anymore, guys. I'm done.
Yeah. And another thing about that is, going back to my Dino Casares example, every Fear Factory album sounds so different because of the revolving door of members. And anything basically after Mechanize is just a hot bowl of the steamiest shit you've ever smelt in your life. And, you know, that's just what happens, you know, when you have one person who's making all the shots and doesn't fully understand what they're doing, you know, like that's what you're going to get. You're just going to get like a big old pile of garbage,
platter of caca. But
charcuterie board, if you will, of shit.
Never heard of that, but I mean,
what are you gonna do? That's how it goes, you know.
That's how it goes. Them's the breaks, you know.
Yeah, well, I think that was basically what we wanted to cover, and that had been like mostly what's been on my feed, you know, when it comes to metal news.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the biggest news. I mean, a lot of people are on the same page as I am. You know, they're just like, they've been done since, you know, the lineup left the second time, and now this is not surprising that they left, because even in my head, I'm like, how long is it going to be until they leave? And then guess what? I remember I used to say that as a joke, and now it's like, well, this is what was like interesting, not surprising, but yeah. I mean, I think this may be the last time unless, you know, the band calls it quits, this might be the last time we're gonna cover this, because if we're gonna be covering the same thing that lineup number 3, 4, and 5 left for, and that's like, no.
I mean,
unless it's something huge, I think this is it. I'm not gonna listen to the new album either. Normally, I like to listen to, you know, and, you know, see, like, just go on a deep dive with it. But no, the last album I listened to was Shaped by Fire, which got taken down, actually.
Yeah.
It's back up now, but
the only thing I'm interested to see is when this album does happen, you know, in a couple days here. I wonder if any of the other ex-members will share it, you know. And
Or
if they don't, that's going to tell you volumes. It means, hey, they're probably not getting paid for that album. Like I said, you know,
they've already took a significant financial loss from the tour.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, there's the label's like, well, we still gotta, put this album out and make what we can. This is Napalm Records now because they're no longer with Nuclear Blast.
Right.
But yeah, they're gonna have to, make what they can.
I'm sure there's tons of pre-orders, vinyls and stuff like that.
Imagine if people canceled them. I'm pretty sure some of them might have.
Probably.
But either way,
I don't know what's going to happen. I'm assuming this is going to be the least viewed album that they've ever made, just because of this controversy.
Or I mean, the only ones that are going to view it are the people who don't care. Yeah. At all.
Yeah.
Not just for like what happened before, but what's going on now.
In general.
There's people it's like, I don't care. I'm still listening to them, and power to you. If you want to, it's like with Pantera. You want to listen to them? Go ahead. You want to listen to As I Lay Dying? Go right ahead. I'm not going to be like, sir, that is morally incorrect for you. Not like, no, I'm not.
We're way past all of this.
We're way past all of this now. I mean,
morality, all of it. It's all a thing of the past, Brian. Now the only thing that gets you in deep waters is if you do stuff to children.
Oh God, that's the last worst one. Yeah.
If you do that, there's no redemption. Everything else you could put a hit on your wife. You could drug people.
Well, I would say that. I mean, murder. I mean that's unacceptable too. But I mean, thankfully, I still say this. Thankfully, he was set up. Yeah. The person who heard it was like, I'm gonna get an investigator on him and get him locked up. So because that's not okay. That's not normal thinking. Which is like, I'm glad that no one was killed and he was put away for a while. But
that's a whole other discussion. Like, he did his time. I'm like, okay,
but I mean
does that really?
But now, like I said, because I mean, you even had interviews with people. This is when they, came back for the first time.
Right.
Other musicians were talking about how great he was as well. Like they were, and it's like back then I was just like, wow, he actually is, changing. But then now looking at it, I'm like,
nope.
But anyways,
maybe on the outside, maybe the media,
possibly,
he was great.
But I mean,
to
at
fans,
the same time, it's now it's like, well, I don't care, but
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But what matters is that we got a sick interview with a new guest who this title card.
Normally, I would address a camera in this corner of the room. However, the batteries are dead. And we are literally just screen capturing this through the beautiful power of OBS Studios.
Amazing.
Yes. And Brian, who the hell do we have on this beautiful episode of New Guess Who Dis?
Well, Mike, we have Elijah from DISMALIMERENCE. We had to do that.
Yeah, blowing out the levels.
I'm so glad to be back on. You guys are the best, and you're so fucking funny.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
we
you.
Do try.
We try our best.
There are episodes that are definitely swing and the miss. Hopefully, that's not the one that we're currently talking about today, right now.
Yeah, definitely. But anyways, man, how you been, dude? How's it been going?
Dude, I've been doing pretty good. Really been good with the music stuff going on lately. Everything's been awesome, and all my friends are having a great time. I see everybody's playing a lot of shows, so it's been just great to follow along too.
It was pretty funny earlier today when you're like, do I need to prepare anything for the show? And I'm like, no, just be ready to talk about your band. And you're like, awesome. That's what I've been preparing to do my whole life.
I feel like sometimes you talk about it enough, whether it's, to your own friends or to new people that you don't know. Like, I know you guys, so I can have fun and fuck around, and it's fun. But like, if you're trying to just like convey something or like talk about an album during the release process, it can get really just like,
monotonous.
What am I actually talking about? Like, wait a minute. But no, it's been fun.
we were talking a little bit about it on the episode today. Well, this is weird because it's actually going to be before we talk about it on the episode today. But we've actually worked together, obviously in the context of the Riff Challenge. We had you on a Christmas episode, which personally, the Christmas episodes are some of my favorite because we're like, all right, let's 5 or 6 minutes. We're going to talk about the band. But really, we're here to ask you, who would you kill, marry, or fuck? Santa Claus, Rudolph, whatever, the Grinch. And really, that's really what we're trying to get down to the root.
And I'm always just finding a way to up the ante, make it more like.
Yeah. Dude, the No to Your Nice list was perfect last year. So
yeah, we're definitely gonna keep that one. We have another one that we're thinking about, a brand new game, because the Christmas tier list just doesn't hit as well as the other two.
Yeah, we tried it for the past 2 years, and I'm like, I think we should change it a bit.
So we got one new game. The other two, I think we're keeping. The Kill, Marry, Fuck is just too beautiful. It just works too well with Christmas stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's generationally perfect, whether you're on the school bus or fucking no.
So we're pretty happy about that. Brian gets to write another Christmas song riff challenge, which is pretty great. He's really good at doing that.
It's gonna be tough this time because I'm like, well, the last time I was just goofing around with it, or the first one I actually went in. This one I was like, all right, I need to lay back a little, but now I'm like, what do I do now?
Right.
You'll figure it out. I'm sure you'll be like, I don't know, rocking around the Christmas tree or something.
I don't know. I gotta just
gent around the Christmas tree, bro. Just start playing gent around the Christmas tree, and
there you go. Gent around the Christmas tree, Brian. He just gave you your idea. I'm
gonna write that down right now. But anyways,
yeah, we've gotten a little off topic. The point is, we've had you, we've gotten definitely more familiar with you, and now for the first time we get to have you on a full new Guess Who Dis. So let's just, for all the people who've never heard of you, let's just go from the top.
Which would be ridiculous because we had him with Appsizer as well too. So that's
yeah. Hey, that's right.
I was like, yeah. I'm like, how could you not know this, man? This guy's always, going on the grind all the time.
Should I slow down?
Oh no, keep it going, dude. Like I've been noticing. I was like, dude, like I've been telling Mike, I'm like, he's been fucking putting in the work. I was like, holy shit, I was like, god damn.
Yeah, man, you are definitely putting in the hours there. I've seen just I guess off the top we should say DISMALIMERENCE has a brand new album, Tome 2. It's on all the streaming platforms right now. You have been getting like a blitz of like different media and different articles being written about you, and I have seen, you talked about your friends, sharing the album and stuff. I have seen a lot of people just giving you a shout out on all the social media. And how's that feel with just like you had your album release and it just everybody seems to be receiving it very well.
Yeah, I mean, first off, it's awesome because people who make records, there's so much time and energy you have to put into it before it's out, and that can be however many years down the line. So to finally be at that point where I can say like, hey, everything I've been working so hard on, here you go, and enjoy it with me because now I finally finished it. But I think my favorite thing about that is just seeing all my friends. I've always had great support with all of my bands that I've been in. It's never been shy of that. So it's all a testament to them, man. All of my friends and family and everyone who just loves what I'm doing. It's pretty much just going to keep being reciprocated. And it's awesome because it kind of builds a community together where I know people from my friends that are in these bands or even people who just support the same bands I like. It just starts becoming a bigger circle and everybody's supporting each other. So it's been awesome. I think that what's been really cool is there's been a bigger outreach now that the album's been out for like a couple weeks, a bigger outreach to people I don't know and that going around. And that's always fun to like see and interact with people who don't know who you are and don't understand maybe what you're trying to do, but they appreciate what they're listening to. So then you can kind of, you know, keep bringing people together. That's kind of the most important thing. I don't really care about making millions of dollars and keep going everywhere. It'd be cool to tour and get my stuff out there more, but with the time being, I just like to connect with everybody and share art.
Oh, it's pretty dope, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of reaching people you've never heard of before, I remember, I remember, I've been friends with Alex for many years. I went to my last year of high school at Oaklawn Community High School. I met Alex, and I just saw this angry looking dude in the corner of the room, and I forgot I was listening to something, and he judged me for what I was listening to, and he's like, "You should be listening to," I believe it was Devin Townsend, Dream Theater, and he recommended a band that really stuck with me, Children of Bodom. He's like, you should be listening to this, and I went home and I'm like, all right, let's see what that angry dude was talking about. So
I'm pretty sure he didn't say that. He's like, all right, let's see what this asshole might have been saying.
No. Me and Alex were actually friends, that whole time that I was there my last year. But I remember playing Children of Bodom, and the first, I don't know, I looked at their catalog, and the one that caught my eye was Follow the Reaper. And I played that album, and it's just like, I think with me specifically, with metal, you start off gradually, and then you have your graduation album, so to speak, the one that unlocks everything.
Yeah.
And that was that album for me. I was like, oh my God, this stuff heavier than, insert System of a Down or whatever.
Right. Yeah, there's a couple of those I can think of. Like when I first started listening to Death, like hearing Human, yeah. I was I
love Human.
It's still my favorite. I mean, I love like Individual Thought Patterns and other albums, but Human is the one that's always just struck me like a brick, man. And that's a formulative one. I think that even Cynic, like when I was listening to like Focus and Trace the Air, I was like, oh shit, metal can go that direction. And
I was a really late bloomer, so I started listening to metal like, in high school, and he introduced me to that, and then I don't know, I knew just he was with his first band, Fathoms, I believe.
Oh hell yeah.
And they were awesome, and I remember they opened up. This led to so many things. It was like my first real like girlfriend and stuff, but like I remember going to see Fathoms open up for Jeff Loomis and Animals as Leaders, and that was the first time me going to a show like that and being like, oh my God, Animals as Leaders, just being just blown away. And then he was with, I believe, 10 Year. No, I forgot what band it was after that. But then, he just, I don't know if he just stopped playing live for a while. But then all of a sudden, he's with you guys. And I'm like, oh, let's see what this is about. And I'm like, oh, this is 100% what Alex is about. Your style, 100%. I was like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. And it was really good,
Man, getting Alex into the band has been great for the first like few years being in the band. We kind of bounced around with different guitar players. My friend Nick, we had Matt in the band, and then after Matt, it was really, really easy for me and Alex, because Alex and I have also known each other for a very long time, where I was going to his shows, he was going to my shows, and we would see each other at shows. So we always just were connected. So he had a band, still plays in the band Tangier.
That's what it was.
Yeah, he was playing with them, still playing with them for a long time. They just haven't played shows in a while. But yeah, that was great to see them all play with great bands. And yeah, I just knew at some point after Matt left, I was like, you know what? There's always somebody I'm not thinking of. Some friend of mine that's fucking kick-ass, because all my friends are kick-ass. And I hit him up and I was like, hey, would you want to fill in for the show? It's just kind of like a thing that propped up. And he was like, oh, for sure. And I was like, okay, here's Guitar Pros. And
Bless you, sir. God
Yeah,
bless you.
within within a week, man, he learned. We played like for maybe 30-35 minutes, so we kept it like slim. And he played new songs that are on Tome 2 at that time, so he was already familiar with what we were doing. And then after that show, everybody in the band was like, "So is Alex in the band?" Like, and I was like, "Oh yeah, let's get this moving." And literally, within a couple months' time, he already was writing for Tome 2, and then that he told me before he's never played in a black metal band before or listened to the genre of music that I guess we are. And this was kind of like this whole blooming experience with that too, because I know Alex is a badass musician and guitarist. He hasn't just been in a metal band in a long time. So seeing his influences come out, there's a lot of different stuff that he brings to the table that I simply can't because I suck. So it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing that. And then if I'm not, hopefully I'm not incorrect about this, but Alex is not the newest member. You guys added a keyboard player, correct?
Yeah, Graham joined the band pretty early at the beginning of this year. So he came out to a show in November or October that we played prior, and he was just like, dude, you guys are badass. It reminds me of all these bands. And I'm like, oh, I love all those bands. So then he told me he can play keys. So he came to us, because he understood what we were doing. And on Tome 1 and the other stuff, there's always some kind of strings, other aspects of the music that I've done myself. So I've mentioned to him, like, it would be really cool to also not just like in the sense of get that off my plate, but maybe can bring in his own stuff and bring in his, ideas of music. And it just so happens that he's, a million times better than I'll ever be at piano. So it just kind of all came together. But at that time frame, we were already beginning to mix Tome 2. So we were like, we need you in the band and we need you to play with us. So real quick, we were able to get him on Relics of Woe. And that's a song that I think everybody's gravitated to pretty quick, with it being a single, but also having that extra space in the sound where there is more of a dominant, key and orchestration part of it. So it's been awesome.
So is he on so you mentioned that song specifically, is he on the rest of the album too, or is it just a couple?
Just on Relics of Woe.
Yeah,
and
I was about to say that's the only one where I hear him. And honestly, when that song dropped, I was like, oh shit. So I immediately just started streaming it, and I'm like, holy.
Alrighty, we're back from new guest. Who dis? And who did we?
We had the boys in DISMALIMERENCE, who we had actually about almost a year ago with our Christmas episode.
Yeah, we had them on our Christmas episode. We managed to get them in for a full interview, and we guys, we have a lot of friends in the scene for sure.
Yeah,
but
and
DISMALIMERENCE is definitely becoming one of our better friends, and they just released this brand new album that we were talking about.
Tome 2, as they said, not to be confused with Time 2.
Tome. You put an O instead of the I.
But no, it's fucking amazing. Holy
It's a great album.
Yeah.
The production quality is fantastic. You can go buy it. They have different media options. You don't just have to get it on Spotify. Throw them some money. They definitely deserve it.
No, Mike, it's not you can go buy it. You should go buy it.
You should go
buy it.
They have their previous album on vinyl as well. Still, I believe they still have those. And guys, just try to support these guys in any way, shape, or form. They're fantastic.
Definitely. I mean, it'd be an honor to play a show with them someday. Like, holy fucking
They sound great, and we're glad to have them on the show. They're really fun. I noticed that it's always effortless too. you know,
Yeah,
with
pretty
anything
much.
that we do with them. When we did that riff challenge, you know, I was afraid because, you know, guys, if you haven't noticed, it's only been me and Brian the entire time because, you know, the idea of bringing other musicians into the riff challenges is a great on paper, but, you know, if you've been in the scene as long as we have, you know, we talk about sound guys being reliable. There are a lot of musicians out there who are not tech savvy, who are not good with timelines, you know, the whole thing.
Deadlines.
But Dismalimerence, we had absolutely no issue. They got back to us in a timely manner, and they were just so easy to work with, you know. And that's my spiel. Go support them. Go follow them on all the social media.
Do it, or I will beat you with a stick.
We will be in front of your house putting out hits on your wives.
God damn it. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Shout out to Dismalimerence for being a part of
The boys.
episode, and thank you for sticking with us, guys. It was wonderful to do this episode for once, not Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, we didn't think about one Thanksgiving thing. We didn't talk about
which
it.
is the absolute best. I'm so happy for once.
All right.
Because we all know that November is Christmas season. No, I fucking hate that. I hate it how it's always everyone jumps to Christmas music right after October. But that's a discussion for another day. But anyways, guys, thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps the channel a lot.
Right?
I'm gonna grift that no matter what.
Right now, as we're finishing up, very lightly, I am putting a very famous Christmas song that we all hate right here in the background.
Stop.
She is melting.
Stop.
She is coming out of her frozen
Can you
iceberg.
fucking stop? I don't want to listen to that.
It's happening right now.
Stop.
I don't know what to tell you.
I
It's
haven't.
slowly raising in volume too while we're talking.
All right, cut the cameras. I'm done.
Bye.
Warriors of time and space, traveling through dimensions, fighting for what